Warning, this podcast contains Fergus.
Spoilers.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Supernatural Season 10 finale, Brother's Keeper. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are Omikins.
Hi.
And Clio.
Hi.
And Dom.
Fergus?
You guys didn't have the treat of seeing their cracking up, unable to control laughter faces during that intro.
It was good.
I was crying. I'm sorry.
I contained myself.
You contained yourself. These two were gone.
I wasn't laughing. I was legit crying.
So, finale. Season 10.
Jeez.
Yeah. Interesting, road so far thing they gave us.
I loved it. That's
It was-
like one of the best parts of the freaking season finale was the very beginning.
No way!
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it is one of the best parts, but
It was definitely,
it's
refreshing.
not, yeah. I don't know, every time I get so pumped up, like, just,
I went, oh.
just
Sweet.
when it started off, I was like, oh, they're doing the thing. I was like, I hope, like, after the initial chorus is done, that they jump right into the real song, because I don't know if I could take an entire road so far with that, but,
Yeah, I mean, they've never used the lyrics, that excessively in those
Yeah,
roads so
they
far, so
interject
had
them
to-
intermittently, but yeah.
Yeah. So, here we go.
Strapped in.
Strapped in, ready to
Click.
go here. So basically, Dean going hunting for vampires, it turns out, with Rudy. Have we ever seen Rudy before, or has he just been a
Not seen
disembodied voice?
I don't remember Rudy.
Oh, no.
I don't remember ever seeing him before, but
Like, apparently they've had history, because Dean has mentioned, you called me for this case, you called me for this case, so...
he's
apparently-
been mentioned dozens of times.
Oh, yeah, didn't they say he took over for Garth?
Oh, did he?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, I
Like,
don't
when
remember.
Garth went out actually doing things. Because Garth is capable.
He is capable. But, anyway, Dean's just being an A1 asshole.
A1 as in steak sauce.
Yes, he's being... Mention other steak sauces, I don't know.
Daniels?
Yes, there we go. But he is... Yeah, he's being a prick. He's just saying what comes to mind without even filtering it.
I like that.
That was great. Like, I love, what was it, Mr. Lannister, I think was the guy's name, or Lancaster, or something like that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's like, are you calling my daughter a slut? And Dean's like, well, the thought crossed my mind.
Yeah, that was like...
I was just like, what?
Well, he did get, a rise out of him because he brought the truth to the surface by being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He gets punched, just like, what was it? Punch. What was it? Like,
Yeah, that was
what-
my favorite part. Dean just got decked in the face by... Was not a light punch.
give
That was a
shit.
solid punch. And Dean just like... So what happened? it's like, are you kidding me?
But it's a human punch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's still.
Dean beat the shit out of an angel, so
Yeah.
punch his face is nothing.
Yeah, his face is nothing, exactly. So they track down the vampires, and Rudy winds up collateral damage. I don't know if the kid was an actual vampire. There was definitely a vampire involved there,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if that last kid holding her hostage, or holding Rudy hostage, was an actual vamp.
Yeah, I don't know if he was, because they said Dean was working on a fangbanger case, which, we know is vampires, but he didn't show any signs of being a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
He did lop his head off, which is a notorious way for killing vampires, but I don't know, because they're like, oh, I know this kid, so if it was a vampire, he probably got turned recently.
Mm-hmm.
The term fangbanger means people who sympathize with vampires, basically. So
Mm.
it is very logical. It can be the situation was the kid was just like a friend of the vampire, getting him noms, you know?
That's possible. But, Rudy, hey, we finally saw him. He's dead. Rest in peace.
Hey, Rudy, nice to finally see you. Oh, you're dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
good.
it was an on-screen death.
It was an on-screen
Except
death.
it was a minor character and not a recurring character.
Doesn't matter.
Look at
On screen.
Wow.
Cleo is not amused by your sass.
He is not. I mean, Clio
More so at the show than at Omi, but yeah, no, not amused.
Clio tweeted out something like when we met him and like he came back with a comment on Dean. Clio tweeted like, "Oh, hi Rudy, you're gonna die" or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was like I predict that Rudy will be killed by a certain Winchester.
Yeah.
Well, he was. Indirectly.
Indirectly.
But this gives Dean a case of the guilt, which is very Dean-like. Not Mark Dean-like. And, I mean, he, in the middle of some shut-down taco bar, and who the hell knows where, he summons death.
Yay!
And
Actually, just before that, we see Dean like trashing his hotel room.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's
I
in
forgot
the
that.
thing, and he's looking in the mirror, and he sees Castiel, and he sees Rudy. Right now, before
That's
Rudy,
the case of the guilt.
right before we met Rudy, that scene with Dean looking in the mirror was in the preview for the this episode. So I was like, I see Cass, but I see what looks like somebody else. So I like paused it, and I'm looking at the guy, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like I had no clue who he was. So I'm like, maybe it's somebody Dean like killed and is feeling guilty about. And then when we saw Rudy die, I was like, oh no, because now I remember the flashbacks and I saw Cass in the previews. I'm like, is he gonna kill Cass this episode?
Honestly, I thought so because an
Would
hour
be
before it
interesting.
started, Misha Collins tweets out, Supernatural East Coast finale. After it's over, let me know if you guys are okay. With, like,
Yeah.
I think a sad face. And I was like, oh no, don't you fucking do that.
Yeah, so like I was waiting for that scene. Luckily, it was like the first thing back from the commercial break, so I didn't have to wait too long for it. But like right after Dean lopped that guy's head off, I'm just all of a sudden that image popped in. I'm like, wait, Dean's gonna break a mirror and he's gonna see him and he's gonna see Cass and Rudy's dead. That means Cass is gonna be dead. I was like, don't do it. Don't you dare kill Cass.
Yeah, don't do it.
Would have made this show a little more interesting.
Maybe.
Whoa!
Listen, I said last episode that if Dean had killed Cass and Crowley had killed Sam, I would have not been quite so angry at this show. But no, this show is falling into the same fucking cycles, and it's boring.
I don't want Cass to die.
I don't either. But I have to agree with Cleo. It is falling into the same cycles, and it is getting boring.
Because I'm gonna bring up what I tweeted. Where was it?
I mean,
that's caps locks mode. Is Sam going to die for real, or is this show gonna puss out again?
yeah, I feel like we've seen this ending all too many times. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So Dean summons death in a taco bar after making him queso, tacos, and all kinds of stuff with his bare hands.
If that's all it takes to bribe death to die, I know what I'm never eating.
And
No, it's not.
Well, you don't have to eat it. You just have to offer it to him.
It's an offering. If you cook the food and it's tasty and you offer it to death, it doesn't matter what the hell you cook.
Yeah.
just
It's a
tell
metaphor.
if this is
Metaphor.
an
If you want to
offering.
die, make this.
This is an offering. I want you to kill me. His face, like,
If you want to die, make a table full of taquitos.
Basically.
basically. So, yeah, that's gonna go over well. So, Cass, yeah, death. Let's continue with him. Let's. I like it.
You like it?
No, I don't like it. I don't know. I'm gonna move on. I'm confused.
What do you move on? Did you want to talk about death?
Death?
Yeah, well,
What's the-
nice
yeah,
to
Seth offered to send Dean
to
all
the
four.
moon.
Yeah.
It was nice to
Not
see
the moon,
him, but like
but
that was ridiculous.
He never actually said to the moon.
No.
But
No.
both me and Clio live tweeted at the exact same time.
Send him to the moon.
Simultaneously tweeted, sending to the moon.
Yep.
I I gotta laugh because I'm actually upset that they didn't tell us, that Death didn't actually say where he was sending Dean. Would it have been a pleasant place?
No, it could have just been a pocket dimension where there's nothing else. It's just Dean.
True. Yeah.
That'd have been depressing for Dean.
He
What?
didn't say that it would be nice there or bad or anything. He just said,
And
I'll send you
Dean-
to a place where you can't hurt others or yourself. There you
Right,
go.
and he
And-
said that it's
yeah.
somewhere that you would remain alive, so I think
Yeah.
the moon is a little out of the question because Dean kind of requires oxygen.
Yes, but Dean also won't die with the mark.
But he'll be a demon.
True.
And then wouldn't a demon be able to teleport back from the moon?
Yes.
I honestly have no idea.
Loophole? Not that it even fucking matters.
Because we know Crowley said that he could teleport to the moon.
He's
Yeah.
been to the moon.
Yeah, so
I think he's told us that before.
yes, I think Dean would be able to teleport himself back.
I think Dean suggested that he hide the first blade on the moon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is a great
That might have
suggestion.
been- That might have been it.
No way Dean is getting to the moon.
No.
Yeah, so let's go back to the Sam side of this story. Yeah, trying to, Cass was actually being reasonable about this, but, for some reason Sam thinks he's got, one up on Rowena here.
Sam's so delusional. Like, it hurts. It, like, the stupid things that came out of Sam's mouth, just like, Sam can't even hear himself. He does not know what he sounds like.
No, he really doesn't. And it was kind of driving me nuts for a bit.
A bit.
All right.
It's been driving me nuts for like the last how many fucking seasons. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sam needs to put his big boy pants on and maybe let his balls drop
Whoa!
because he's being a big fucking baby right now.
See, I think everything that went down these last 2 seasons and everything, like in retrospect now, worked out really well. At the time when they were happening, I didn't enjoy it. But finding out where they got to in this story, they were basically mirroring the entire Cain and Abel story the entire time. So that's where we came up with the assumption last year that Sam was going to kill, or Dean was going to kill Sam. It was going to, it was the mark was going to do the thing. So this has basically been the retelling of the brothers that hate each other, like arguing, bickering, and you're expecting one of them to die. That's the obvious ending. That's why we predicted it. And for them to not go that route and really start questioning themselves this episode when they're sitting down and Dean's getting ready to kill Sam. And, Sam's like, we're the evil ones. Like, can't you see that? We're the ones that are doing all the evil things. Like, evil is following us. We're the cause of all of this. I feel like everything that happened up to this point
Dean was saying that.
Was it Dean?
Yeah, it was all Dean
Dean
saying
was
that.
saying you're evil.
Well, then Sam
was
ended up
like,
agreeing
no,
with
we're
him.
good. I'm like, how can you say that you're good after
Yeah, no.
everything's done?
Sam ended up agreeing with him at the end, but he said, I will never say that the things that you, or the person that you are deep down, that you are an evil person.
Yeah.
But he was agreeing that they needed to be stopped.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Which
And
would
actually, I
have...
found that really good. I think the way that all built up there was the culmination of the last 2 years of the brothers going back and forth with each other. And I really liked the way it came to a head.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll get to the final, repercussions of that in a minute. Going back to Cass and Rowena, she knows the ingredients she needs for the spell. The apple from the Garden of Eden, what's left of the golden calf, and something she loves. Which, as she puts it, there's nothing I love. And they hunt down Oscar. The one person she ever really cared about.
As I tweeted out, that Rowena loves Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. And just so happens that it was the fucking coffee shop guy that Crowley was, impressed by.
I knew there was some significance to him because I'm like, wasn't Crowley trying to work his soul? Like, he was really he was inquiring this guy, like, yeah, maybe I can grab him. But, I mean, he definitely was something else.
Yeah, he knew something was up.
Mm-hmm.
He did. But Cass goes to Crowley for help. And why would Crowley help Cass? Just... I have nothing. To get a one-up on his mother?
I have no idea.
I don't know Crowley's intentions here. Like, I think it's going back to, the mother rivalry, and I think that's ultimately why Rowena wanted her freedom too. That was a big part of it. But knowing that killing Crowley was off the table because everything that they tried backfired, whatever. Knowing that was off the table, I think she also agreed with it just to make Crowley more miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Because helping Dean is, especially when Sam just tried to kill him, helping Dean, Winchesters probably aren't in Crowley's best favor right now. And potentially unleashing, I don't know if Rowena knew, what the potential darkness
I don't think any
was.
of them knew, other than Death.
Yeah, but...
Well, Death knew because...
Death knew.
Yeah. I said other than Death.
Oh, I thought you said even
Death.
Death. I'm sorry, I thought you said even Death.
Right,
I'm sorry.
He knew, and he told Dean, and nobody else was around to hear that.
Right, but Rowena did have the Book of the Damned. We don't know exactly what's in there, so
But I think the
question
question more is, why did Crowley help them?
Crowley wants to get back at his mom. He's thinking his mom is weak, like every other witch he's come across. Now she has the Codex, and she has the Book of the Damned. She could have broke herself out of there without getting her freedom from Sam. She could have just poof if she wanted to, because she had those catalysts. But she also wants to weaken the Winchesters because they're a big threat to her as well. But she doesn't know about the darkness, so...
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know if she knows about the darkness or not because we don't know what's actually in the book. The book could have spelled everything out, the consequences of removing the mark. It could have, because I'm not gonna. I find it a little hard to believe that the spell to remove the mark is in there without listing off the consequences.
Yeah.
The
You have to remember
consequence
this
could
book
be...
book was written by a crazy nun on her own skin. So I'm not sure she would have outlined all of the consequences.
No.
Maybe.
Like, consequences can change per person depending on the magic you use and how you pronounce it. And
No, I just
all
mean the
that kind of
consequences
stuff.
of the mark being destroyed. That only had one outcome, no matter who cast the spell.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if
But
that...
with another consequence because of her casting the spell, it could have happened to her, could have happened to anyone else in that room. Not just releasing the darkness.
Yeah, could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know if that crazy nun would have known
No.
about the darkness.
I just find it hard to believe that she wouldn't know if she knew how to remove it. I don't understand how you would
She
get
was
one
also
without
having
the other.
crazy, weird, visions. That's the whole reason she wrote that book.
I would have loved to
visions
see a flashback of that crazy nun.
Mm-hmm. Anything about the crazy nun. Flashback would have been.
I mean, the
very
book's not
interesting.
gone, so it's a possibility for next season.
Right, Rowena has the book. And you know what else is a possibility for next season? Metatron with the demon tablet. They just did not cover any of that after he got it.
I think that's perfect, though. Metatron not even being mentioned this episode, because trying to deal with too much, spreading yourself too thin would have brought this finale all over the place. We wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So knowing in the background that Metatron still has the demon tablet, and now this crazy darkness is unleashed, who knows what Metatron could do with the combination of the darkness and the demon tablet.
Which looks like a mega demon, by the way. Just
Yeah.
the swirlies.
Yeah.
It's maybe that's where
So
Lucifer got the idea to create the first demon, because he was corrupted by the
Oh.
mark, which was holding back the darkness.
Yeah, because we get a lot of information about the mark this episode, that it wasn't Cain as the first holder of it. It was actually Lucifer.
Right.
So, I mean, I just love the way the Death explained creation and, everything. I even tweeted out he did it better than any Sunday school teacher.
He did do a pretty good job, yeah. And yeah. So after all this, Sam is on his knees. Dean has Death's scythe, is about to kill him with it. And as soon as Sam was there and you see, the Dean standing him, and he just says, "Forgive me." As soon as he said that, I'm like, he's going to kill Death. He's going to turn around and try to attack Death with it. Like, as soon as that happened, it was apparent, and then 10 seconds go by, and he, turns around and stabs Death with his own scythe, which you think Death would have seen that coming, being an all-powerful entity.
Yeah.
He got fucked over by the Winchesters again. He said it when he first got summoned in,
He got, it stabbed him, and you just saw the face. Like, he stared at Dean like, "You asshole."
But the thing is, Death said, "If you don't kill Sam, I will." What the fuck was the point of him wasting time having Dean kill Sam? If he was just gonna send Dean away, he should have just sent Dean away. He killed Sam himself.
Yes, he should have.
Obviously, it's mind games, and we don't know what kind of game it was, and we probably would find out next season.
There is that.
The big looming question that is left because of this is, now that
really
Death is gone, can people still die?
There's many deaths, and they've covered this before.
But this is Death.
There's Reapers that could
killed
still...
Death. Death is the essence of dying. If you kill Death, can people die?
There are still other ways. Like, there are Reapers still. And I'm pretty sure one will get promoted. It works the same way as angels and demons. One will get promoted.
Or so
Death controls where people go, like all this, if they go heaven, hell, purgatory, all that. So if he's not there to direct these souls, if somebody gets stabbed in the throat, it has nothing to do with supernatural creatures. Do they still live? Do they go somewhere? Like,
we don't
have
know.
No clue right
We
now.
honestly don't know. All we could do is speculate and assume that, yes, people could still die and the Reapers will keep doing their jobs, but they're not going to have a boss anymore.
I don't know. I'm thinking that they're going to go the other route where nothing can actually die right now. Until they find a replacement, somebody else to take the scythe.
Some people want to watch the world burn, and by some, I mean me.
She got a few retweets on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. So, is anybody actually surprised that Rowena betrayed everybody in the end?
No.
No, I saw that coming. We talked about this a couple episodes ago.
Everybody saw it coming, I think.
I was more surprised that both Cass and Crowley were surprised. I was like, really, guys?
They didn't, have any comprehension or anything that, now she has these two really powerful magical items that just boost her power by 1,000. They didn't realize that was going to happen immediately.
Mm-hmm.
They just were so surprised, and then, hey, they're fucked.
They pretty much are, and it was left with Cass bleeding out of the eyeballs under, that feral mind control spell thing.
Rabid.
Yeah. And Crowley unable to move, like glued in, place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, like how powerful Rowena ended up being. And I don't know where that power came from, because if she had the ability to do that all along, why didn't she just do it?
I think she got whatever juice she got from, she needed to do that from using the book.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually it just came to me now. The reason she pretended to not be able to get away was because she needed the Winchesters to help her finish the spell. She would not have been able to finish that spell if they didn't bring her Oscar.
That's true. And she could have gone to Oscar herself, but it's the other two ingredients.
Well, I don't think she believed that Oscar was still around.
She gave him immortality, so she kind of had to know something. I don't think she knew exactly where he was, but out of the 3 ingredients, that was the one that she was most likely to get on her own.
Yeah.
But she still needed help with the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
pretending got her the thing she needed to cast.
The deal with Oscar is, she didn't even really know that she loved him until she actually saw him and realized, or like, heard his name, like, oh shit, yes, I do love him. Fuck. Like, I do love something, so she had to play the game. But I mean, if Oscar wasn't around, she could have just, she loves herself enough, right?
That's pretty good.
She loves power. I'm not even sure she loves herself. She loves power.
Yeah, true.
Loves the witchcraft.
Yeah. I hate Rowena. Just throwing that out there. She really irritates me. And
Gorgeous.
It's every time she calls Sam Samuel, I want to strangle her.
It's like when I call Mike Michael. It feels great inside.
I really don't know why.
I want to strangle her. I really do. Her. No.
No,
Rowena, I know. Yeah, we get you.
I was hoping Rowena was going to be dispatched this season, but I'm kind of glad that she wasn't, because with her having the Book of the Damned in possession, so number one, it's uncoded. She has the full access. She can read the whole book now. Two, she's the most powerful witch we've ever come across. And three, that's the most powerful spell book we've ever come across. So that book in Rowena's hands is going to be vicious.
Well, it tells you how to undo the mark. It probably tells you how to put the mark back on a person. So she's going to come into play next season as far as that goes. She's going to put the key back on somebody's arm.
I mean, everything is going to come into play. Like, Metatron is going to come into play. Rowena is going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
She's also just made a supervillain mistake. She left the room before Crowley was dead.
She really did, yeah.
But at that point, did she really, really want him dead?
Probably.
She might not.
Yeah, she might not. She might be, like, playing this huge game, making it seem like she hates Crowley to like, the bottom of her toes.
See, because this actually could be part of Rowena's master plan, is, I want my son dead, right? So, here, take this hex bag, and it's going to drive him insane and kill him, when actually, in reality, it only empowers him. Maybe it wasn't meant to kill him the whole time after all, and Rowena's been playing all of us. So, we did see, like, Crowley get supercharged from it, and, he snapped back to who he was. That could all be part of Rowena's plan.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is lots of black goo smoke stuff came out of the ground.
Yeah, I was just hoping Lucifer would come out of one of those holes. I was waiting for it.
See, the way I'm taking it right now, like, after Death's little creation story, that that God created the earth to keep the darkness inside it like a cage. Because that's where it all came out of. When the mark was off of Dean, all the lightning started striking the ground, and oh, look at that, all the darkness is coming out of the ground, out of the earth. But this time there's no archangels, no less angels, no God around, none of that. No death anymore to combat the darkness and fight it back.
He's around. He's just being a lazy ass. He has his feet up on his table. He's drinking a tequila with the umbrella and stuff, or margarita or whatever. He's just kicking it. He doesn't care.
Kicking it.
He's just kicking it.
I'm hoping they don't do something cheesy with the darkness. Like, it has the potential to be something really, really epic and scary, but it also has the potential to be really stupid.
Like, throw, some liquid light on it, and it just kind of like, it goes away.
I don't know. Rumor has it from a lot of sources that I've been looking at the past couple of days is Mark Pellegrino, who played Lucifer, will actually be in next season.
Good.
So
I'm so excited.
I won't be around for that, so you guys have fun with that.
You're not going to do next season?
So, had a discussion with Clio, right? And I think I got Clio in a loophole, because not really a loophole, but like I think I got her interested in part of the season. So, me and Clio were discussing last night after the episode, where where like this one episode had more story in it than the entire season combined.
Which is
Cleo
not a
was
good
like,
model for a TV show, by the way.
Right,
Just put that
right.
out there.
And Cleo was like, I really technically only needed to watch the finale and the road so far, and I would have been fine. So, Cleo may show up on next season's finale.
The rest of it, I couldn't even be bothered. I just couldn't be bothered.
Unless they make a really good story-filled season.
It's possible.
Chances.
Because that's what
I know
Mark out.
that they've grabbed 2 new writers for the show, so
all
it's possible.
all this darkness is out in the world. It's everywhere. It better be the subject of every fucking episode.
Yeah, and Dean better
Because
stay a
it's
demon
everywhere.
for the whole season. Oh, wait.
Yeah, right.
Episode 3 will be just nothing to do with the darkness. They're fighting some vampires in some fucking hole in Bumblefuck, Texas. Who gives a shit?
Chuck, if you're watching this podcast right now, I want you to write that down and make that happen.
Oh, come here, kitty. Come here,
Bumblefuck, Texas, is that what?
come here, kitty. Came to say hi. She doesn't want to talk about Chuck.
I don't think she wants to do anything right now.
Stay. Okay.
How did you wake that cat up without getting destroyed?
Because she was so sleepy. She
Well-
was so sleepy.
She's not
But I
unamused with life right now.
She's perturbed.
As
Perturbed.
Gildart's Winter in chat saying, now God has to act.
He does.
So, I have
He
a feeling
won't.
we're going to hear from God this season.
Probably won't.
We'll probably hear from him, but we won't see shit other than, like, a little bit of, light looming from the clouds.
Just, I can't be bothered, I'm comfy, lounging with my feet up and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm kind of sad that, well, you know what? Everything I've read said that death is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, hold on, stop. What have you read? Who's writing these articles?
no
What are their
one,
sources?
no official source, so...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that's
God,
bullshit. If there's no official,
No.
then they're just speculating.
no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, he was cut down with his own scythe, but that doesn't mean death can die. He could be basically the same thing as the Mark. He doesn't die.
But he's also said he's never said that he couldn't die.
Yeah.
Even when he was talking about one day I'll reap God,
Mm-hmm.
he never said he himself couldn't die.
Right.
I'm hoping this
nobody
enacts. I'm
Everybody
hoping this
saying
enacts
that
the
is
anger
just-
of the other horsemen too. I'm hoping we get to see the other 3 again.
Right.
Who knows?
There's
Give
so
Dean
many
the
good
chicken
things they could
pox.
bring back.
There's so many good things they can bring back, but will they?
I think in their best interest to touch on some of the old things would probably be good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we don't know what this darkness actually entails, and it could be bringing back a lot of things from their past to haunt them.
That is true.
Oh, Yellow Eyes.
Hey,
Mhm.
maybe this darkness is where all dead things that don't have a place to go. Like, dead demons and angels and shit like that.
Purgatory?
That's what
No.
purgatory is, Mike.
Dead angels and demons don't go to purgatory. That's all, like,
Yeah,
beasties
it's
and
dead
shit like that.
Yeah, dead beasties go to purgatory.
Like dead vampires, dead werewolves, dead all that shit go to
Wyverns.
purgatory. But when an angel's killed, they just blast a light. When a demon's killed,
Yeah.
What
Yeah, well, I
Winter
mean, if they're
said-
killed with a dagger, not if they're expelled or whatever.
Right, if they're expelled, they're sent back to hell. They're not killed.
Really.
Winter
But if-
just said we might see the Antichrist. I'm pretty sure we already did, right?
Yeah, that was covered. That was that
Yeah,
kid.
that was seasons ago.
That was
Dick
season.
Roman.
No. Season 5, I think. There was a little kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
remember.
killed him
that
off.
kid.
They didn't kill him off. No, the kid figured out his power and disappears. Like, I really don't want to hurt anybody.
Wasn't
Oh,
that
I
the
remember
kid that had the same powers as Sam?
No. This kid,
No.
like, when Cass discovered who he was, Cass went, like to attack the kid, and, the kid turned Cass into a friggin',
A little figurine,
a little
yeah.
Green Army Man figurine. Wasn't a Green Army Man, but something that's
completely escaping me for some
He was
reason.
he was a little person.
Season 5.
It had to be
Oh, was it
season
really
5.
that late? I thought it was like season...
Season 5, it's on Netflix. I'll go find it.
Yeah, it's...
Go back and watch it during this downtime. I'll watch all of season 5 again.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking of doing that too because that's my favorite season.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do that again.
I don't know, the ending of the show, I have not felt so abused since Friends season 7.
Abused?
Who watched Friends? Seriously.
Why did you feel
There was
abused?
better things to watch, like Lost.
Because there
Literally
is...
get lost in the story.
No, I could follow Lost like there's nothing. I actually, funny enough, I actually took a quiz today where they took a still, or maybe it was yesterday.
Saw that.
They took a still of an episode and told you to match it with the episode title, and I got a perfect score on it.
Gracie's
hold
calling
on.
time out.
Hold on. What were you even... You started saying something and then just went off on...
Because Nikki distracted me. No, it's just because, like, so many good things happen, so many bad things happen, like, I don't want Death to die, but then at the same time, I'm very intrigued by the ramifications of Death's death. So, it's like, I don't know what to feel, and that's why I feel so abused.
I'm sick of the Winchesters letting everything go to shit to save each other.
See, I think that's where this story was heading. I think that's where this culminated, and I think that's over with now. I think. I'm not saying for sure.
What do you mean you
but I
think?
that
No,
that's come to an end.
it's starting again because they just let everything go to shit in order to save each other.
That's basically the end
Right,
of every
because I
last
think
season.
they realized
Like, seasons.
They've been. They
They've
haven't gone
realized
any-
at this point that they need to stop bickering between the two of them and just come to heads with this. That this is what they are, so there's no
the
reason
bickering's
to
not-
keep hiding this shit from each other
I
anymore.
don't even give a shit about the bickering anymore. It's that they have Dean literally killed Death so that he didn't have to kill his brother. You know, like, that's what I mean. Not,
I don't know.
oh,
That's
I'm
how
arguing
exactly
and you're
went
keeping
through his head,
secrets from
though.
me. I don't give a shit. That's like...
It's the end of
Would
season
you kill
8.
your brother?
No! But I also
Would
want to
I?
kill Death!
The thing is, I think at that moment when he was starting to swing, he was gonna kill Sam. But at the same time, he's like, it's my brother, and I am in the motion of killing something, and the mark is hungry, and then it went to Death. It wasn't that he just didn't want to kill Sam. I think he was ready to.
Yeah.
And then at the split second, he just, I can't, and then he's like, I gotta feed the mark somehow. There you go.
And I think there's a lot of room here to bring in some, like, this darkness could bring in some creatures and stuff that we don't know of. Like, these could be, like, even bigger than the Leviathans. Like, they ended
Could
up
actually
being,
be a Hydra?
they ended up being shitty, the Leviathans, but they could be, like, one of the things that the gun, for example, couldn't kill. Maybe that's why God trapped them. You know, the cult couldn't kill these, so God trapped them down there, bound the mark, or Lucifer, whoever bound the mark. You know, and suppress them because they couldn't be controlled.
Who knows?
The actual Titans from Greek mythology?
Could be anything.
Yeah, we have no idea what it's going to be.
The one thing we know is it's not Greek gods. We know that much.
We know, yeah,
we've seen them.
From what Death said, it is an overwhelmingly evil force. So
Could be a conglomerate of many things.
I just hope it's just a big dark cloud of evil.
Mm-hmm.
No actual form, no, like, you know, like, you know, here's 7 people, you know, made out of, you know, 7 dudes who represent the darkness, who are the darkness, or some stupid shit like that. Just make it some cloud that's just evil, and everything it touches turns evil.
I'm getting something from, like,
on a whole state, like Texas. I want to descend upon Texas and just have every Texan turn evil. I actually shouldn't say that. I have some friends I know.
I wanted
I'm
to
getting
descend
a really
upon
big,
the...
like, never-ending story feel. The darkness just comes and takes over everything.
I just
Well,
wanted to descend on the
Eats up
state of
everything.
Texas,
Nom, nom, nom.
and the state of Texas itself. Not the people in it, but the state, the landmass turns evil.
Can it, like, transform into, like,
What?
a Jaeger or something?
I have no idea. It grows tentacles out of the ground.
If Texas turned into Jaeger, then you could just bottle that shit.
Like Jaeger monster. Gah!
And on that note, I think that's our show.
We've gone completely ridiculous.
We've gone completely
because
ridiculous.
we can't talk any more shit out of this shit. That is shit. That stinks like a pile of shit.
I really like this episode. I don't know why you guys are griping on it so much.
I expected a lot more out of it because the whole season was just, it dragged.
No, Kitty, no.
I don't know. I enjoyed this season, not to the extent that I enjoyed other seasons.
Oh yeah.
And with season 7, not have been so far away, I'm just happy that it's not worse than season 7.
I have to agree, because the Leviathan season, it started out with promise. I mean, these Leviathans, these black goo, and then I was just like, really?
You know what?
See, I enjoyed
He's a lobbyist.
and I didn't make me as mad as this season made me mad. So
because
I actually like season 7 better.
That's when the show
unpopular opinion as I might have.
Like, who would call themselves Dick?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. It's the Leviathan season had more filler than any season combined.
But I wasn't angry at it. I can't explain it. I just wasn't mad at it.
Entertaining filler? There's a difference between...
There was like the Japanese ghost that came out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, he's in a bottle of sake.
I figured it out. It may have had more filler, but the plot didn't make me mad. It was the plot this season that made me mad. The filler made me extra mad, but...
Yeah, probably. 'Cause I was gonna say, because the thing that...
this season's plot made
this
me
season's plot, like the story, the Mark of Cain and everything, like, yeah, we had the filler episodes, and as we're getting them, but it's still progressing the story in the fillers because there needs to be time passed between what's going on, and we're seeing Dean interact with things and how the Mark is affecting him outside of the overall grand scheme of the picture, like just, in his minor day-to-day life. So we get to see that. But in the Leviathan story, it's like, oh, these Leviathans are trying to take over the world. There's this huge threat, and we're just going to go fight a Japanese sake ghost. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And then they killed off Bobby, and it's whatever.
I think the part that really bothered me about this whole Dean shit throughout this whole season was that we've seen Dean do a lot worse when he didn't have the Mark. And then, there's Sam and Cass going, oh my god, he's on the deep end, we have to save him. And it's like, yes, I saw it really get to him the last couple episodes, but like there were other things where it's like, you're making a big deal out of it, and you're pissing him off even more.
Yeah, I mean, there was a stretch of 5 episodes where, I don't know, when Sam went and was like, Dean is getting worse. I'm like, really? Because he hasn't murdered anybody in a real long time.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. I think the whole thing that was leading up to was the bait and switch for the Mark of Cain and killing the brother. I think that's what that whole thing was building up to.
I don't
know. At the time, like I said, at the time when it was going down, I didn't enjoy it. In retrospect, looking back on it after knowing how the story went, and I probably would have enjoyed it less if Dean actually killed Sam. As much as we were talking about it, this ending felt a little more satisfying to me.
But if we're gonna talk about shock and surprise in this show, killing Sam
would have been shock and surprise.
No, it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been, because they've died. Each of the Winchester brothers has died 30 times this show. So for them to die again would have been like, okay, they're going to die, but guess what? They're coming back.
They would have brought him back.
Yeah,
right.
They would have just brought him back again. And I would have been like, okay, the show is just doing the same thing over and over again. By keeping him alive instead of killing him, that surprised me.
You write down. Okay.
You know what, though? I'm the opposite. By him, as soon as Dean raised the scythe, I was like, he's killing death. It wasn't happening for like 10-15 seconds of screen time, but it was so fucking obvious that it was going to happen.
Yeah, at the moment.
And at that point, what would have shocked and surprised me is if he would have killed Sam. Yes, they would have probably brought him back next season somehow or whatever, but that would have legitimately surprised me if they went through
I'm just saying it wouldn't have really been a surprise to me because we called that was going to be the ending last year.
No, we...
Yeah, but...
So Sam dying,
we called that was going to be the ending of the series.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, we were suspecting if season 10 were the last of them all,
Then
that Sam.
No, I mean at the end of when Dean got the mark and all that, we were predicting, oh, this is going to turn into the Cain and Abel thing, and then Dean is going to kill Sam. That was our prediction for the season 10 finale. So
I didn't.
we were like,
was part of that.
huh?
I don't think I was part of that.
I don't know.
Knowing
Last season when he first got the mark.
Yeah, last season when he first got the mark, that was our prediction for this season. That Dean was going to kill Sam. So if that was what went down, that's obviously not a surprise if we predicted it a year in advance. So the fact that we were wrong, I think that's surprising.
I don't know. It wasn't that surprising for me, I guess.
Well, going into the season knowing that it wasn't the last, I knew that neither one of them was going to die, because they had done all these interviews, Jared and Jensen, and there was writers and producers, and they're all saying, like, you know, eventually it's going to end with the boys being gone, one way or another, dead, separated, you know, Alzheimer's, you know, amnesia or something. They're not going to be able to carry on the story some way, and that's how it's going to end. And knowing that there was going to be more seasons, I knew Sam or Dean wasn't going to be dead, because how else are they going to go on?
I mean, if they did, they'd come back like they always do.
Right. Anyway, that's our show. We'll go in circles if we keep talking. Much like the show. Anyway, Dom,
Use of cycles.
where can they find you?
Stop the cycle of abuse.
He's going in circles. Where can they find you, Circle Man? Okay, well, he's doing a circle jerk. Clio, where can they find you?
You can find me not watching Supernatural at Cliomoto on the socials and on Twitch at the Cliomoto.
Dom,
I was too busy going in circles.
I know. Would you like to tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenodom going in circles.
Yes, they can. Omi, how about you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYvenom24.
You can find me on Twitter at Theladrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Yeah. Good show, everybody.
So long and thanks for
Gildart's Winters just called me circle.
Well, yeah.
Did you not hear me? Never mind.
No, I had my headphones out.
Okay.